In the last video, we solved this problem. We solved the I in this circuit using Thevenin's theorem. Now, in this video, I will try to solve the same problem using superposition theorem. We can see that there are more than one source here. So we can do superposition. We can apply superposition theorem here, so that's what I will do. So first I will consider the 50 ohms voltage source. So it will become, the circuit will become like this, 50 volts. This one was 10 ohms, and then we had 12 ohms there, and this will be shorted out, and then we have the 40 ohms there, and this is 50 volts. So we need to find I. First what we will do, we will find IS. Let's call this current IS. So IS will be 50 divided by 10 plus 12 parallel 40. That will give us IS 50 divided by 10 plus, if we find the parallel equivalent of 12 and 40, that becomes divided by 12 plus 40, and that becomes 9.23. So 50 divided by 19.23 is 2.6 amps approximately. So that is the supply current. Now we need to find I. I will be, if we apply current divider rule, that's the total current divided by, this current will be divided between these two parallel resistances. So divided by sum of the two parallel resistances multiplied by the other resistance. If we do that, we get I as 2 amps. So this is our current I, considering only the 50 volts voltage source. Now we will consider the other 30 volt voltage source. Sorry. So that's the 30 volts, 12 ohms, and this is 30, and then we have 10 ohms there, 40 ohms there. Sorry, yeah, 40 ohms there. So we have, now these two are in parallel, so we get 40 times 10 divided by 40 plus 10 is 8 ohms. So this circuit is now becoming like this, 30 volts there, sorry, I don't know, 8 ohms, 12 ohms, 30 volts. So our I is now the supply current. It is downwards, but it will be negative. So actual I will be negative because the current will be going away from the voltage source. So this I will be negative because the actual current will be in that direction. 30 divided by 12 plus 8, which is 20. So that's 1.5 amps negative. So our total current, total I will be, if we actually had called this one as I30, and if we called that one as I50, probably that would be ideal, because we were only considering voltage source, 50 volts voltage source and 30 volt voltage source at a time. So our total I will be I50 and I30, and that is 2 minus 1.5, because this one was in the other direction. So the total current was, the actual current was 0.5 amps. And if we recall, in the Thevenin's theorem we got the same result in the previous video. So this is the same problem solving using principle of a superposition.